culture is fucked up, and I don't care. And I don't care that your culture is fucked up. I don't care. Let's not show them.
Are y'all yelling at our camera?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought, were y'all not just talking to our camera?
We're going home to our house.
Okay.
Why are we talking to your camera?
No, it just looked like on the stairs.
We're not talking to anyone, go.
Girl, calm down. I just asked a question. I look
Okay, well, the answer is no.
bitch, girl, okay. Like, what the heck?
A few moments later.
I'll do another report on this. I'm going to look up the statute for disturbing the peace. If it fits, she will be charged with disturbing the peace. At the end of the day, I'm going to ask y'all again because you are blatantly disobeying what I asked you to do as well. Just like I told her not to say let me y'all, and she came up there and said something to y'all, and you open that door and you address her.
People from Baton Rouge. I was talking about people from Baton Rouge. We're not from Baton Rouge. So I'm not talking about you. So why are you screaming at our county? I'm not.
You become the aggressor, okay? Because now you're approaching her. Can she get through you through a closed door? Absolutely not. But when you open that door and you present yourself to her, and y'all start fighting, you're the aggressor because you should have never opened that door. All you had to do was call us and say, hey, look, I'm having problems with her again. She's being an asshole. And then I would have come out here and I would have dealt with her.
You're safe behind your door, and so if you engage.
Okay, I can understand that. And I'm sorry if you feel like I'm being aggressive. It's just, I never dealt with no racism like this.
I'll do another. I'm going to look at your legs, okay? So that you can write your name solid. Safe gathering. Everybody's going to turn you down for your attorney, or will be by 40. You have the right to stop talking to me when you get home. You understand your rights? I have gotten with several colleagues with multiple miles of data award, and we looked at an arsenal of charges to include terrorizing, mental, hate crime, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, stalking/harassment. Okay? None of those charges fit. For one reason or another, I'm actually going to go into detail. I'm going to explain to you why they don't fit. Okay? Disturbing the peace. In order for you to disturb the peace, you have to address any offensive or derisive or annoying words to any other person who is lawful in any street or other public place, or call him by any offensive or derisive name. You need to do that to him or her. You do that to a family. Had they been outside, you would have been charged for it. Okay? Freedom of speech ain't so free. You just got lucky this time. Because what you said, you didn't actually say to a person. You said to a device. Okay? And so all of the laws that could have put you behind bars are protecting you because no one else was outside when you said what you said. Okay?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work. Ridiculous. Where's the damage? Allegedly.
So if you opened your car and you tested that it's fine, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
I know, but why would you just assume that I did the damage, ma'am?
Because I saw out my window the two of you whipping the door shut.
But where's the damage at, ma'am?
Right here, I just saw that.
Let's let her go home.
And it's okay.
Come on, son. That's ridiculous, though. Like, where's the damage?
So I'm saying
There's no damage, though.
There is no damage.
I know, but you just came out here and said that. You said you seen the door, and it was hitting the door.
This little dent must have been from a different
Yes,
time.
ma'am. But that's not what you said when you came out, ma'am.
Yep, because I assumed
That's ridiculous, though. You were about to take a whole statement,
This is
though.
already resolved. Let's let her go home.
I know, but you about to take a whole statement, though.
Terrence, we're not doing this.
That's
okay?
ridiculous.
You can go home.
I'm glad I tested it, though.
Yeah.
Because if she would have drove away, you would have wrote a whole statement, though.
But then we would have checked it.
How we would have checked it? There's no cameras.
Right there.
But that doesn't show this door hitting that, though.
I get that, but you can still show the door
Come
fully
on,
open.
come on, that's ridiculous.
You're being ridiculous.
How am I I'm protecting myself? I'm being ridiculous. I'm protecting myself. I mean, I'm glad I just did the basic investigation work. I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I called
called the police. It says right there, no loitering. You're breaking the law, unfortunately. I've called the police. Hi. You want to be recorded too? This makes me uncomfortable. Hi. Hi. You want to be recorded too? You want to be recorded too? Hi.
There's nothing kind about you either.
There's a lot kind about me. I'm not a bad person.
Then why are you out here embarrassing people and telling them a false reason for doing it?
I've been completely honest with you, man. I'm not trying to shake you down. I'm not trying to
Are you trying to write an article about the post office?
No, it's just a project. That's all.
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
You pulled out the camera to record me. Don't try to act like that now. Don't try to act like that now.
Okay, do you work at Nordstrom too?
No, I don't.
So why are you accosting me?
You just went and got him because you said a homeless person was in the
I didn't
restroom.
say that.
What did you say then?
I just said I'm
And you
waiting
beat
for
on the door the entire time.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Ma'am.
Yes, you did. You beat on the door the entire time. I'm not showing respect to you. Respect you for what? And you beat on the door I was in the bathroom not even 20 minutes, and you beat. I went upstairs to use the restroom. It was no restroom, so I came down here.
Time out. Why?
Just please calm it down.
No, you calm it down.
I want you to pray to your God. I want you to pray that he comes and saves you. I want lightning to come down and crash upon my fucking head. I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
This is 1 John chapter 3, starting at verse 10. In this, the children of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua power are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua power, neither he that loveth not his brother. Verse 11, for this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another. Verse 12, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brothers were righteous. All right, so before I continue, let me start out by giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and elders of the great millstone who teach this 100% truth. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. All right, today is October the 8th, year 2025, the hopeful year of our deliverance. All right, that our being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of our fathers. All right, we're the biblical Israelites. All right, the children of God. All right, the children of power. All right, and this year is also the year of the hopeful destruction to the so-called self-proclaimed white nation, which they're not white, they're red. And according to the Bible, they're the Hebrew Edomites. All right, the wicked the Bible speaks of, the devil the Bible speaks of, the adversary the Bible speaks of, all right? And they're reincarnated descendants of Cain, ultimately, all right? These are the sons and daughters of Cain reincarnated today, all right? And they're Edomites, and they're the wicked the Bible speaks of. Can't say it enough, all right? We just read it, not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, all right? You got 3 classifications of men on this earth, all right? You got the children of God, which is you Israelites again, us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the seed of our fathers. Then you got the children of men, all right, which are these other nations, all right? And then you got the children of the wicked, which are the Edomites, all right? And Esau is in full-fledged devil mode right now, right? He's showing his horns on every level, all right? Even the little Edomite, young Edomite girls are showing their horns, all right, which they've always done it, all right? It's been a unnumberable amount of jakes that have been unalived and deleted, all right, off the testimony of a, a Becky or a baby Karen, as they call them today, So, we're just going to read a couple of scriptures going into, how this devil has been exposed on all fronts, all right, and how he knows he's the devil. He knows he's the deceiver on this earth. All right, I had a clip, all right, that I played a couple of times from a movie I seen years ago. It's one of my favorite movies, though. It's called The Devil's Rejects. If you haven't seen it, all right, I advise you to watch it because it shows Esau in his pure, wicked, diabolical form. All right, he can't hide himself. He doesn't even try to hide himself, you know. But yeah, Esau is definitely, all right, in that mode, all right. Let me read John chapter 8 and verse 44. All right, now when Yahweh said this, he was talking about wicked Israelites, but he was comparing them to Edomites. You know, this is John chapter 8 and verse 44. It says, ye are of your father the devil, all right. And again, that devil is Esau the deceiver, all right. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your heart, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, all right. And that goes into Cain, all right. Cain is the first murderer on this earth. He slayed Abel, all right. And Abel and Cain came back in this generation, all right. Abel came back as Jacob, all right. And Cain came back as Esau, you know. And Esau was still, you know what I'm saying, got that hatred toward Abel, all right. And he still wants to slay you Israelites, all right, because he's an unacceptable being, you know. He was rejected as Cain. He was rejected as Esau. You know, he's the only nation under the sun that's promised no form of mercy from the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. When you read the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, it lets you know Edom is the neighbor of the Israelites that has great future judgment, and it also states they're the only ones that's not going to receive any mercy, you know. Because when Yahweh Shai, the melanated Messiah, returns, all right, and takes down these Edomites, you know, all you nations are going into slavery. All right, all you nations are going into slavery for 1,000 years. All right, you're going to clean this earth up. All right, you're going to get these laws, statutes, and commandments beat into you. All right, and when that 1,000-year reign is up, Esau, you know, he gets rounded up and burned off the earth. All right, never to be seen or heard from again. You know what I mean? Let me get that right quick. This is Obadiah chapter 1. You know, you read this whole thing because it goes into the judgment that's coming Esau's way, and you heathen. All right, we're going to read a little bit of it. It say the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. And these other nations are getting ready to come to war with Esau, you know what I'm saying? Especially the American E. All right, American E and Israeli E is getting ready to go to war against the whole world. All right, and they're going to be the only two, you know, and they're going to get obliterated, both of them. All right, America's never going to be dwelled in by human life ever again. America's going to be a desert for desert creatures. All right, and the land of Israel is going to be rebuilt up by you heathen. That's going to be one of your primary objectives during your captivity. All right, breaking up all this goddamn concrete, all right, and building Jacob's kingdom with your bare hands, all right, and farming and building instruments that we're going to make you use. All right, we're going to burn all your weapons of destruction we're going to turn them into weapons of agriculture, so to speak. So again, verse 2 would say, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. All these other nations are heathen, but the two most despised of all, all right, is the American Edomites and the Israeli Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Especially the Israeli Edomites. Verse 3, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because this devil is proud. All right, that's why he has his horns out in full display right now, all right? You know, they say thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, you Caucasians, all right? That's your second homeland, all right? The Caucasus Mountain, that's where you went. That's where you got drove up into when your wicked Roman Empire fell. You got drove into them Caucasus Mountains. But before that, you devils was in Mount Seir, all right? Verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, Esau then built up, you know, he got space stations. All right, he got skyscrapers. All right, you know, this devil has technology to where he can be virtually anywhere on this earth within, you know what I'm saying, minutes to hours, you know, with his aircrafts and shit. You know, but the Lord coming to get rid of all of that, you know what I'm saying? Verse, verse 5, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? Esau ain't leaving shit when he comes steal from you, all right? Esau taking everything. That nigga like the Grinch. All right, you know what I'm saying? Esau's still a crumb from the floor. All right, he don't want you to have nothing. You know, verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? You know, hey, the men of the Lord are exposing this devil. All right, Jeremiah 49 and verse 10, it goes into how the Lord has made Esau bare. He's not able to hide himself. You know, the men of the Lord are blowing the whistle on Esau day in and day out. And there's nothing he could do, all right, but get carnal. And he's pretty much to that point. You know, Esau's ready to run down on Jake, you know. Let me see, verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee to the border. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right, you gotta understand these nations are gonna turn on Esau. All right, NATO. All right, NATO and the EU. All right, they're gonna turn on this whore and make her naked and burn her with fire. That's in Revelation 17. All right, you know the men that were at peace with Esau. All right, Esau is the ultimate backstabber. And he's going to get backstabbed in the end, all right? Because this is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. The Lord controls all of this down here. Esau ain't doing shit that the Lord don't want him to do. All right, he's very much in order, all right, under Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, verse 8, shall I not visit in that day, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau. You know, because Esau, at one point, you know, the scriptures refers to Esau as being wiser than the children of light. You know, but at the end of the day, it also tells Esau, the scriptures describe Esau as the base man on the planet. You know, he's the bottom man. All right, and he's had his time in the sun. You know what I'm saying? It gave him sunburn. So that devil made sunscreen, but he had his time, all right, in the sun. All right, he had his fun, all right, with his homosexual rainbow, all right, in his homosexual kingdom. All right, and now it's going out. All right, and these baby Edomites are losing it. All right, you know, they trying to get Eve hemmed up. All right, and then these devils are just so blatant in their lies. You know, you could never trust the Edomite. You know, how do you know a Edomite is lying? Because their lips is moving. You know what I'm saying? You could never trust these devils. That's in Sirach 12 and 10. You don't never trust these devils, all right? You know, they mouths a forked tongue, all right? They're snakes. They're serpents. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, they are the serpent. You know, that's why Eve, you know, is getting her just due with these devils, because she was beguiled by that serpent in the garden. All right, and in the times that we in today, you got a couple of Eves that know the score with this devil, but the majority of them, they don't know. All right, and you know, they're gonna get used and abused by him. All right, because again, I watched the video earlier. I think it was Bakior. Man, yeah, he was going into how fickle Jake is. All right, Jake is a fickle motherfucker. Jake could be, all right, have swords for Esau one day and then have love for him the next. All right, or they'll pick and choose which quote unquote so-called Edomite, you know what I'm saying, they buddy with, or is acceptable. All right, but at the end of the day, you know, that's your delusion. All right, you to look at all these devils side-eyed and not make a covenant with them, all right, to keep them away from you, all right? You got to deal with them devils on a day in and day out basis, but once you able to separate from, you know what I'm saying, you separate from these people. All right, I ain't trying to be too vulgar. All right, verse 9, it say, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall fall. It's like, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. All right, slaughter is coming your way, devil. All right, and that's coming to your men, women, and your children. All right, what's that, Psalms 137? I tell you, we're going to dash your little fucking infants up against walls. All right, you know what I'm saying? Crack their little domes open. All right, this is all coming for you. All right, Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter for his children. All right, for the iniquity of their fathers. You know, verse 10, Obadiah 1 and 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right, forever, E. All right. What the Lord does with your spirits, the spirits of you devils after you get rounded up and burned, all right, we'll see. All right, but you're never going to be an Edomite again, all right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, these things are coming, all right? You know, I'm gonna read all of this, you know, because it's beautiful. Verse 11, it's saying, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives, his forces and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. All right, you know, Esau always was confederate with the other nations. All right, and fucking over Jacob and taking Jacob down and helping other nations take Jacob down. All right, the scriptures even go into when we came out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? These goddamn devils attack the back end of us. All right, the women and the children. All right, the those that can't defend themselves, because he's a fucking coward, and that's the main reason why this devil is gonna get exterminated. All right, because he's a fucking coward. All right, and he was created to be a goddamn coward. All right, a red bitch made motherfucker. All right. So verse 12, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. All right, you know what them devils say? Race it, even to the foundation thereof. You know what I'm saying? Verse 14, neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress, because Esau's a bitch. All right, you know what I'm saying? Jake was put to flight, Jake running. All right, Jake trying to hide, and Esau ass, you know what I'm saying? There go some of them over there. I seen some of them go over here. All right, Esau bitch ass might have been helping Jake. All right, pretending to help Jake. The scripture go into that, though. He pretending to help thee, he undermined thee. I might be trying to tell Jake, look, I'm going to hide you out over here. Just hide over here. Nah, 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 nah. And then, you know what I'm saying, Esau got the you know what I'm saying, the captors. You know what I'm saying? Let them know right where you at. That's the type of nigga this motherfucker is, bro. And you 2/3, you finna find that out the hard way, all right? Verse 15, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is near upon all the heathen. All right, so all you other nations that was confederate with Esau. All right, Psalms 83. All right, that made a, you know what I'm saying, a tumult. It made it came together in an agreement and made a confederate. Became confederate with this devil against us. So you get to go in slavery with him, all right? All right, so again, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done to thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. All right, Jeremiah 30:16. All thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. All right. Verse 16, for as he had drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. And they're going to drink that cup. All right, that cup is going to you nations now, all right? That cup of lamentations, mournings, and woe, all right, destruction. It's going to all you nations, and you're going to bottom it out, all right? And the Lord going to stretch out the time, because a day with the Lord is 1,000 years. 1,000 years is one day. So it ain't going to be no, you know what I'm saying, no quick captivity. Nah, it's gonna last, baby. All right, the Lord going to drag that thing out. All right, let me see, verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. All right, we're going to possess you and your possessions. All right, you nations were created to be our slaves and servants anyway. It's just the way the story was written, we went off. All right, the Lord punished us, so how much more so is he going to punish you? All right, verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire. All right, that's the southern kingdom. And the house of Joseph a flame. That's the northern kingdom. All right, the kingdom of heaven. All right, the house of David is going to be established and going to bring back all the Israelites. All right, that die on this side. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua has spoken it. All right, this is the coming end game for you, E. All right, you know, you got the rest of this time to do what you're going to do. All right, what the Lord allows you and makes you do. And then, you know, it's all downhill from here for you, buddy. All right, you know. Gonna have that red sauce leaking out your head, buddy. All right. And looking at the state that these devils is in now, you know, just look at them. They're in free fall mode, all right? Habakkuk 2:15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor strong drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Esau's done that, you know. And then he gives us He puts all this wicked shit before us and whatnot and does what he does and then goes before the throne and says, look at your people. All right. Verse 16, thou art filled with shame for glory. All right, you devils are filled with shame for glory. All right, it used to be a time where you Edomites were glorified in the earth for being a devil to Jake, you know, but now, you know, shit, shame for your glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. All right, that's that cup again, E. All right, it's coming your way. All right. Lamentations 4 and verse 21. It say, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup, all right, also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. All right, and it's already begun. You know, Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. All right, goes into how the Lord gonna put these curses that were put on us. All right, they're going on you. Let me get that right quick. All right, Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right, let's see who them enemies of Israel is. All right, we know it, but we're going to pull it up. We might have some new people tuning in for the first time, so we're going to show it to them. Psalms 83, verse 1, it say, keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies, all right, this is plural, so we got more than one enemy. All right, make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right, and we yet this day, all right, under that, you know, only the elect have come back into, you know what I'm saying, Yasharallah. Majority of our people still call themselves Black, Latino, all right, Native Indian, Jamaican, Haitian, so on and so forth. Puerto Rican, Cuban, all these man-made titles that Esau put on them. Verse 5, it say, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Let's see who these nations are. It says the tabernacle, meaning the house of Edom. All right, number one on the list, Edomites. All right, then it says, and the Ishmaelites, all right, the Arab nations. All right, they're number two. And it says Moab. Moab is the Chinese man. All right, then it says in the Hagarenes, Jabal and Ammon. Ammon represents the Japanese. And Amalek. Amalek is the so-called Jewish man, all right? You know what I'm saying? And then they say the Philistines, those are the Hamites with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Say Lot, the children of Lot are Ammon and Moab. All right, but it's just showing that all these nations came together, all right, to take down us. And that's why they all going into slavery together. Back to Lamentations 4 and 22. Say the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So we're done serving slavery. All right. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. All right. And that's coming. You know, and you're going to be paid back for your punishment. You're going to be paid back said punishment in the kingdom of heaven, which is going to take place on this earth. You know what I'm saying? The elect are going to get beamed up from America before the nuclear destruction takes place, as well as the laser beams from the chariots melting this place, with you Edomites and 2/3 of Israel in it, and the rest of you heathens that reside here. All right, the unknown multitude around the world that's part of the land getting beamed up. All right, them missiles gonna come down and make this earth shake to and fro like a drunkard. All right, gonna remove islands and hills and, you know what I'm saying, places out of their place. You know? And then at a set time, when the Lord sees fit, the kingdom of heaven is going to descend from heaven onto this earth. All right. Oh, excuse me. And that's when the fun really begins. All right. That's when you nations start getting your asses beat. All right. That's when the Lord gonna have us with them. You know what I'm saying, them gold scepters, cracking you damn devils upside your fucking red heads. All right. Or if you're a Hamite or any other nation, upside your brown head, all right? This is Revelation 2, in verse 25, but that, and it's written in red, Yahweh Shai speaking, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. That's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Hold fast on it. Don't never let it go, because this is our way out. You know, this is our ticket on the ship, ultimately. But it's preordained. You know, the Lord chose who He wanted to be on the ship in the heavens before the earth was laid. But this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what's going to get you there. Verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. It's all you nations, all right? And check what's going to be happening in verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So when they go off and they do something we don't want them to do, all right, just get ready for us to Barry Bonds your bitch ass, all right? Ken Griffey Jr. with that bat, you know. I'll knock your fucking head off your shoulders, all right? And then bring your bitch ass back and put you right back to work, all right? This honor have ye his saints, all right? You know, we meditate terror on you goddamn devils, all you nations, all right? Ham, Ishmael, Elam, you know, so on and so forth. We meditate terror on you, all right? And the Lord gonna let us get our pound of flesh, you know. And that's gonna, and to be honest with you, the men of the Lord, hey, some of that's gonna start on this side, because we in fishing season now, Jeremiah 16:16. But when fishing season is up, all right, when the elect have been sealed and the family of the word is hit, those same fishers turn to hunters. All right, and it's gonna be an honor to hunt you devils. All right, operate the Zime of that number. But this is just something quicker to the point, you know what I'm saying? Showing that Esau is the devil the Bible speaks of. He's the deceiver the Bible speaks of. All right, he's the wicked the Bible speaks of. And that devil ain't got no place of mercy coming from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So, is that pretty much it? Let me see, I'll get one more. 27. Job 27 and verse 13, it say, this is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai power, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. All right, you're gonna die, devil. You know, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. All right, your bitches ain't gonna be crying for you in the kingdom of hell. They ain't crying for you now. All right, Jake has his way with your woman now on this side. All right, in our lowest estate that we've ever been in. All right, but we still got your bitch. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it for the lesson, you know. Just wanted to read some of the judgment that's coming. All right, to these red devils. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna pretty much close it out with that. All honor, glory, and praise go to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and elders of the great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, Kwame Asherala and the Bible Ball, Shalom. All right, you can read the rest of this on your own, you know what I'm saying? Job 27. Also read Job 20. All right, Shalom and the Bible Ball.